live, laugh.
How's it going, everybody? This is Daniel. I am joined by Rick Savage. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Every clip I see of you, you just beating the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, that's the life I live, man. That's the life I live.
Awesome. Well, if people want to see those videos, and like the one of them that was on that clip reminds me of the Avengers movie where
Yeah.
Thor smashing Loki from side to side. Like
Yeah.
that's the closest I've ever seen that happen in real life. So if you want to check that out, where can everybody find you?
Find me on my main page is Instagram at Worldbreaker Savage. Facebook's Brick Savage, and Twitter is Brick Savage 7. Those are the main three that I'm on the most.
That's awesome. And question is, Brick Savage like the most intense name that's ever existed?
I believe so. I looked. I couldn't find one better. So
yeah. Like if the first name is like leaving you with a little bit of uncertainty, the last name is going to make sure you know exactly what's about to happen when you step in.
100%. That's exactly right.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me tonight. Really excited to learn more, kind of interested to see where kind of everything starts for you. You're based out of Texas, right?
Yep, Austin, Texas. Yes, sir.
What's your go-to Whataburger order?
I don't like Whataburger.
You don't like Whataburger?
It's not my man. I probably had so much Whataburger when I was younger. I probably got sick of it at some point. But I'm not a big fan of Whataburger anymore. Freddy's is probably my favorite one out here. Steak burger, and then In-N-Out. Well, those two are just like for me. Good for me.
I feel like Whataburger and In-N-Out are kind of, and then you throw like Shake Shack in there if you're from the north, but those are kind of like the ones that contend. Which one do you, if you had to like unbiasedly, like you take out all of the Whataburger you had as a kid, which one do you think is best?
In-N-Out.
Okay, I think I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you had In-N-Out in California.
Yeah, I have.
Right. It's probably maybe like 25% better in California.
Yeah. I went on a work trip to San Francisco, and the first thing I did was got a lift and went to In-N-Out, and there were like people like that still had their bags from the airport in line. Like that was the first place they went. So
before we hit the hotel, sorry, we're stopping In-N-Out first. That's the first fucking thing. Got 4x4 animal style fries, a big chocolate shake. It's back in the powerlifting days.
Yeah, you answered my question. What was your go-to order? That's definitely an order that matches the name of Brick Savage. You haven't always been the massive kind of intimidating figure that you are today. Where does your journey with wrestling start? Like as a kid, like or where did you first come in contact with wrestling?
Yeah, my dad was a wrestler, so back in the late '90s, we used to go travel with him. He was trained by Killer Tim Brooks, and you come home beat the shit. They didn't have these these rings they have now where it's like a good amount of padding and stuff. It was just pretty much a canvas and 2x4s. So getting slammed on that over and over and over for a few hours it takes its toll. And he was 36 when he started, so that's not a kind of body you put through the ringer.
Yeah,
any kind of contact sports prior to.
Yeah,
he loved it. He'd come home sore shit, go back next. Keep doing it over and over. And we'd go to these shows, travel with them, me and my brother, and we'd be in set up the stuff, set up the ring, and then once we were done, we kind of had like our fun time.
Yeah,
when they're flying around and shit like that. So that was probably when I was like 10, give or take 10, between 10 and 13 or so. It was the time frame I was in there wrestling, just fucking around. Me and my brother would do small spots like drop down leapfrog, hip toss, just regular basic stuff. And then I'd do the big 5-star frog splash off the top. He'd move, I'd sell it, bounce out the ring, do the do the whole thing, and then all the adults would get all, oh my god, he's so hurt. Go get my dad and stuff like that. Come out and walk around normal. I thought he was so hurt. I'm just good at selling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be a proud moment for your dad.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So that was probably like that was the first time I was getting into it. I'd wrestle my dad,
yeah,
and shit like that when I was in. But after that, I think 13 was probably the last deal I wrestled him at with, and went on to other stuff. I didn't even think twice about wrestling after that.
yeah. Were you a fan of it outside of your dad doing it?
I was when I was younger. But I pretty much kept up with wrestling throughout the years here and there. It's never left me completely
Yeah,
because there's larger than life characters that still kind of like travel off like to movies or did other things, other projects and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like I'm always somehow brought back into it at some point.
yeah,
And I think the recent one that brought me back into it a little bit more was when Bray Wyatt released the Fiend character.
uh-huh,
I think the SummerSlam versus Finn Balor, and that entrance was the coldest fucking thing I had ever seen. I
yeah,
don't know how many times I watched that thing. It was just so cold. And it kind of brought me back into at least watching the Firefly Funhouse
mhm,
stuff. And I'd catch a couple matches here and there. But other than that, I really wasn't keeping up with it. I think the Fiend was just like that thing for me that brought like some fun, interesting thing to
yeah,
it. And I was like kind of keeping up with, but again, wasn't into trying to get into it or anything like that. I just like the idea of this
mhm,
monster thing that he was, grown into and stuff like that. And the dude's psychotic. He's got all
yeah,
these personalities, talking
yeah,
to all these puppets, and like, some of these people can see him, some can't. It's like it was something fresh, something
yeah,
new,
of
So
course.
that's what it was fun.
Yeah, yeah, definitely something unique that, like, every once in a while, there's that character that, like, if you think about, like, The Undertaker, like, before The Undertaker, like, to conceive of The Undertaker was probably it'd be, like, a lot of people would be like, "That's dumb," like, nobody and it takes these guys that, like, take this idea and they just elevate it to the next level, and it kinda creates this, like, new trend in wrestling. Um, so you weren't in wrestling, like, you're kinda in and out. What kinda stuff were you into growing up besides wrestling? Like, comic books, movies, like, what were some of your hobbies or
Yeah, I was pretty big in the comic books. I would collect the Predator comics, Predator Alien. My grandma worked at a gas station deal, so I would get those comics pretty regularly. I knew of like the mainstay comic book characters like the Hulk, Thor, Superman, all
Yeah,
that stuff, Batman, all that stuff. Watch those movies and stuff like that. But Predator and Alien were the ones I collected as a kid
yeah,
when I was younger, and then when I was older, I got big into comic books. Right before I was doing the powder thing, and I'd do like the Hulk runs. It's a very specific Batman runs, like Batman Year One, Death in the Family, Death of the Family. Thor's God Butcher run was pretty good. Um, the new 52 was launching at that time, and they were revamping all those characters, and
mhm,
they were pretty. All of them were pretty solid. Aquaman's was pretty good. Um, Even Superman, I don't even really like Superman like that, but his artwork was fantastic.
yeah,
And even Jim Lee drawing the shit. So, they were really damn good. So, and a lot of that was me collecting it mainly to uh, get more of an artistic art style for myself
mhm,
that I could draw with, and just like looking at these different types of artists and trying to gather something I wanted to put together. Indestructible Hulk was another one too, and that one was a different run, different take, on that deal too. So that was a good fun run that kind of got me into back into like getting into comics and actually collecting them. Like I got some seriously good graded comics for
yeah.
sure. But man, it's an expensive hobby,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I got into powerlifting, and I could only have one expensive hobby,
Mhm,
so I had to put a hold on that comic book thing. Well, I've got a ton still.
yeah.
Got into powerlifting that required me to eat, 6 to 9 times a day.
Okay, yeah.
and kind of, hey, do I want to eat or I want to collect comic books? And like, I was like, all right, cool, no more comic books for me. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I never thought about that when it comes to powerlifting. Like, there's definitely a lot more that goes into it than just like the work you're putting in. Um,
Yeah.
Powerlifting come before wrestling for you?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I try to do the football thing, try to do some semi-pro stuff. You know, it never really panned out. I was trying to get into bodybuilding and stuff, and then like powerlifting kind of just fell in my lap, and I blew up with it. I was really good at that. Took off with that and was doing. I think I did like 8 weeks my first year, and it was pretty nuts. You know, I was getting better and better every show I was doing, and I got pretty high up there in the upper echelon of the powerlifting world. Did it for about 6 years. Did some pretty cool shit while I was doing it, and I think the first crazy total I had was like 22:37 in wraps. Did 22:10 in sleeves. At the time, that was the second best total in the 308 weight class in wraps and sleeves in the United States. So I was the number two there. And, you know, that happened back to back. Like one was in November, the next one was in February. And then right after that, I did a 2,000-pound total, 2,005-pound total in 33 seconds. Nobody in the world's ever done it. So I was the only one in the world that's ever done it at the time. So it was a pretty cool back to back bunch of things. And the other big one was the 600-pound deadlift for 65 reps over an hour and a half. So some pretty crazy feats
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had to do in that time frame. It was cool. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to in that goal, but I hit all my major goals that when I started. I hit
yeah,
all those goals eventually before it was all said and done. So I at least got that out the way. All the other ones were pretty ambitious, trying to break certain world records, like with a specific amount instead of like weight lifted.
yeah,
Just never came to place. I had, two major surgeries, and I was just like, I'm done. That's enough.
yeah,
It's a big toll, and Powerful wasn't kind of paying those kind of bills. So I was like,
yeah, yeah. I hear you.
I get paid for it, but it wasn't that much, not to cover shit like
Yeah. You hear a lot of like crazy wrestling stories. Is there kind of a parallel with powerlifting? Are there any like crazy
that.
stories that would only exist in the powerlifting world? Like where if you tried to explain it to somebody else, they would be like, what are you talking?"
I mean, the deadlift thing, the 600-pound deadlift thing, that's not a normal thing you hear anywhere.
Yeah.
And doing it for 65 reps is it's really kind of hard to fathom that until you watch it.
Mhm.
Uh, right? It's like, okay, 65 reps. It sounds like a lot, but it's way more than like a normal person could do. Like if you could pick up, I'd say maybe what 60% of like your best lift and do it for 65 reps. It's a not a super heavy weight to do
Yeah.
for me, but over the course of an hour and a half, it'll take its toll on you. And it's hard on your hands, hard on your back, your
Yeah.
muscles are fatigued. So imagine like doing uh, a quick burst of something, that's 3 seconds
Yeah.
over and over for an hour and a half. Just keep doing it. You can just keep
Yeah.
doing it. You got no break. The only break you got is the other guy lifting the weight in front of you. So
Yeah.
a normal person couldn't fathom doing anything like that. And like even the powerlifters watching it happen couldn't really believe what they were seeing me and this dude do
Yeah.
back and forth, over and over. So it was just like, maybe I'll do 20, maybe I'll do 30 reps. And then it got to 40 and it got to 50. And it was like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
That's just all you can say. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I remember I hit 60 and talking to the only two dudes in my corner. Everybody else was like on the other fucking side.
Yeah.
They were like, how many can you do? How many think you got left? And I was like, I can make it to 70. And I was like, I'll do 100 if I fucking have to.
Yeah.
And that was just the mindset I had there. I didn't want to be the dude who lost in
Yeah.
the cage in my house.
Yeah.
I was a sponsored athlete for Animal at the time. I
Yeah.
don't want to, lose to the guy I invited into my house. And,
Yeah.
that. So it was a lot of pride really riding on that event. And I give him hats off to Steve Steve Johnson. He was, I think he was called the Forsaken Warrior at the time. You know, it was a big name. I'm not sure if he still has that name on Instagram, but dude's crazy strong. At the time, he was the American deadlift record holder.
Yeah.
So he was the only right choice for me to say, "Hey, man, you want to do this thing? Head up with me." You know, so it was a crazy feat. Like I've seen a couple people try to do something similar to it and
Yeah.
sit in the hospital just like I did. I was like, "You're dumb. I told you not to do it. Don't do it." And it did. You know, I've seen a couple people try to do it and they fucked them up, and I was just like,
Yeah.
"Told you, don't do it." And
Yeah.
hopefully no one tries to repeat it.
Yeah, I have to like I probably like will have like at the gym do probably what is like a fraction, like maybe a decimal point of what is normal for you. And I'm feeling like noodle armed. What are you feeling like after that? Like,
So once my adrenaline started to settle down, I started getting these severe cramps in my lower back. What had happened was I was getting rhabdo, and it was shutting my kidneys down right there in front of everybody in that cage. And I had to stop the whole show to get me wheeled out of there on a
yeah,
stretcher because I could no longer I couldn't use my legs at that point. I was severely dehydrated.
yeah,
Didn't eat anything the morning of. I never do for these kind of events, but I didn't think it was going to go an hour and a half either.
yeah,
So severely dehydrated. Sodium was fucking low, you know. So that rhabdo, that was a recipe for disaster. And couldn't eat anything. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna lay down because I normally do. You know,
yeah,
300. I think maybe I was like 295 then, between 295 305. So it was pretty heavy. And you know, I was like, I'll lay down for a little bit, get this cramps out of my back, you know, drink some stuff. Was not happening. I just could not get up. Could not at all. I had a plane to catch, you
yeah.
know, like the paramedics got there and they were like, we can't let you go. And I was like, fuck that. I gotta get the fuck out of here. They were like, well, if you can get up, then you can go. So I tried everything in my power to push myself off the floor. It would not work. I was like, all right, cool. I'll go to the hospital, but I guess.
What's the recovery timeline on that?
Yeah. So the hospital I went to in Ohio didn't fucking do shit for me. They gave me a script for some pain meds. Um, didn't do jack shit to me. Wrong stuff. Wrong diagnosis for me. It was
Yeah,
we just dehydrated. You know, got a muscle spasm in your back. That was not the case. I flew back to Austin. Got to see the doctor and shit. And they're like, "You got rhabdo. You might die." I was like, "Oh shit, cool. I guess." You know, so they put
yeah,
me on IV fluid and stuff for 5 days. I was hallucinating with this diluted they was giving me. I couldn't eat anything. It was just like soup and jello, and all of a sudden I just couldn't eat anything. It was just like IV stuff. You know, the CPK levels that I have were like 41,000, over 41,000. And that's basically like the equivalent of a small car crash if you're equivalent to that. Your CPK level is supposed to be like 100 or less,
oh,
at the most 100.
yeah,
Yeah, so 41,000. Could have died, but I made it in time, but with a couple hours to spare, I guess. And, it's just a crazy thing to kind of like think about. And even like powerlifters are just like, what the fuck? And that's still probably the most talked about event that's ever happened there.
yeah,
So, hats off to me and Steve, but it's not something you want to try. Not even with like less weight. You don't want to fucking do it. It's the worst decision. I wouldn't change anything that happened, but I wouldn't do it again in this body ever again in my life.
yeah.
Never again. Never again.
I love that you mentioned this, and there. If I hadn't asked another question, we never would have heard the last part.
I wouldn't change the day. Wouldn't change it
Yeah.
all. But I would never, under any circumstance, do anything like that ever again. Never.
Did you continue to power lift after that?
I did. I did. So it sent me in the hospital for 5 days. And then I wasn't supposed to work out, at all, whatever. But I was continually seeing my doctor. My levels were going down. When it finally got to around 3,000, 2,000 or so, they were like, okay, cool. We're good. You don't need to come see us anymore. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. And I was still working out. Didn't tell them that part. But I was just down in Gatorades, getting all my electrolytes in, just to try to force all that junk out of my body. I was still working out, just trying a little bit, see what I could do. And it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So by the time like the 3.5 weeks was over, I was back to squatting 825. you know,
Yeah.
which is pretty big. And I was getting ready to do 900, and my niece, my patella tendon snapped. Right. So, I was getting back into it,
Yeah.
but snapped. That sent me out for at surgery. Got cleared 4 months later to start lifting back again. And then a year later after the incident, I did make it to a powerlifting meet. I think I got second or third in that deal out of, it was a big meet too.
Yeah.
It was one of the bigger meets of the year. At least made it back. Had a pretty big total. I think it was like 2,100, so it wasn't my best. But all things considered, I still did pretty fucking good for half a
Yeah.
leg. And I think about a year later after that, I finally squatted 800 sleeves, and that was a big milestone for me. That I squatted 1,003 in reps. 903 pounds, 1,003. Benched 595. Everything was going good. And
Yeah.
then, somewhere April 2021, I've always had shoulder problems, impingements and stuff in football, contact sports that just hit people too hard. And I was benching 525, weight 9. Second rep happened, snapped my rotator cuff in the middle of that fucking rep. Nobody was in there. So I had to, sit up with it, throw it off me. I didn't know what the hell was happening, but finally got the MRI. It was you set that up. So I had the surgery for that and was like, I don't want to do this uphill battle no more. I don't want to keep climbing these hurdles over and over, because the weights I'm trying to lift were just astronomical, and like trying to stay relevant and do this faster and recover faster.
Yeah.
It just wasn't doing it for me. So I was like, I'm done. I'm just not gonna do anything anymore. I'm retired. So I was done. But it was a joke at first. When I started thinking about it, I was like, no, I'm fucking done. Doing this shit, trying to climb this hill again, not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay retired. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. The
And,
fact you had the hospital story, you had the snap, and then you had I think the universe was trying to tell you it was time.
I was flying too close to the sun. And it was just like,
Yeah.
you're done, man. And I tried my hardest to get back into it.
Yeah.
Regardless of all the pain I was in, that didn't matter to me. What mattered was trying to be the best in the sport. And then I was like, at what cost? At what cost to be the best in the sport here? There's so many things are just happening. I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking done. Fuck it. And December 2021 rolled around. I met my tag partner, Damo. January training, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm in wrestling. I was like retired from powerlifting, fell into wrestling. Go figure.
Was that a conscious like swap, or did it just kind of fall into your lap?
Just fell in my lap. It was a joke. Started off as a joke. We were fucking joking at a meet. It was helping out. Me and Damo were just 8 hours just fucking goofing off, just talking, wrestling shit. Went to a training day with him in Fort Worth in January 2022. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try it. See what happens. March 2022, had my first match. And I ain't looked back since. Been booked every week since. And it's been a crazy ride,
Yeah.
Crazy ride. We're coming up here on that anniversary, right? So 2 years almost here in a couple weeks, March 31st.
So that's pretty amazing to kind of go from one thing right into the other. Do you feel like the powerlifting prepared you at all for the training required for wrestling? Because I know it's different than a lot of things.
Absolutely not. Man, as a powerlifter, I did no cardio, zero, zilch. I had strongman implements that I had in there. So don't get me wrong, I was still hustling and busting, moving, doing 700-pound farmer carries and shit like that. I was still on the ground with that stuff, but that does not get you anywhere near ready for wrestling at all. At all. My body's durable. I'm thick, dense. So getting hit with stuff, sure, that would probably work. But as far as like the cardio stuff goes, absolutely fucking not. Man, I was sucking wind in the first 2 minutes, and I had a 2.5 hour practice. It was like the worst fucking thing. So I devised a workout plan that would actually work to get me back in shape before my first match. So a lot of big changes. No
Yeah.
more main weights and stuff like that. I was doing power cleans, jerks, power shrugs, doing small jog, 10-minute circuits, stuff like that. Up downs, shit like that emulated stuff you would do in a wrestling ring to get me ready. And I was like jogging and shit. I hate jogging. Fucking
Yeah.
was the worst. My knees suck. It's awful. Right. So I was doing all the things completely opposite of powerlifting, for a few weeks, a month and a half, give or take. But the training program I put myself through that got me ready ish. Still wasn't fully prepared because
Yeah.
like in ring work is way different no matter what you do. But it did get me in better shape for sure. For
Awesome.
sure. Got me kind of ready. But now, now I have a better routine now, but it's nowhere near any. It's definitely nothing powerlifting related at all. Not
Yeah,
even.
we've talked to a variety of people. Like, I think maybe the most people that are most prepared are like amateur wrestlers, but we've talked to like Division 1 football players and everything, and and everybody has said it's different than anything they've ever done. It's a
Yeah,
different kind of cardio.
it's not something you can really get. And I do. I have pretty good stamina, pretty good cardio. And man, some matches I'll do something and it fucking sucks the wind out of me because there's conditions, right?
Yeah,
There's too cold, too hot. How much warm did you get before? Did you warm up too much? Like
yeah,
there's a lot that kind of goes into getting like the perfect mixture of stuff beforehand. Did you drink too much before the night before? I don't drink alcohol, but
yeah,
like, did you drink too much? Did you hydrate enough before the night before? Did you get enough carbs the night before? Right? How much did you eat the morning of?
yeah,
Your electrolytes good. All that stuff plays in a factor for me, especially having more muscle mass than most people, especially more body mass than most
yeah.
people. So all that plays in a factor for me. So I do one thing that has me running around. I do this one deal. I call it Choctaw Bingo. And it's if you look it up, it's about basically like doing meth trade in between Oklahoma and Texas.
Uh,
So that's the idea. It's like if you're on meth, you're just all over the place.
yeah,
So it's a 3-corner splash thing I do continuously. I drag the person out to the middle. I'll hit the ropes, use my momentum to do dome around into the ropes for them. And they got to come back and hit me right in the chest. So that's a big brick wall they got to run into.
yeah,
So that move there, it's really cool looking. It's a lot fast. It's a fast paced thing. Fans love that shit when you run around all over
yeah,
the place. But holy hell, it sucks the wind.
yeah. That,
And it doesn't matter how much cardio I do. Every time I do that thing, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, why am I do this to myself? So, I got to hit them. I got to make it look,
yeah,
devastating. I got to hit them back while they're hitting me. And, they got plenty of time to lay down. They're not doing anything but just getting hit by me, which sucks,
yeah,
but, they're not doing much. I'm doing all the work here, running around. And I finally get done beating the shit out of them. I get to cock around, prance and stuff. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm the shit. So trying to catch my
yeah,
hair before I come
yeah,
back to that deal. So it's a lot of work, but it's one of those things I think about. What's going to be the coolest thing here? How do I put this somewhere? So it's a cool shine spot for me.
yeah. Exactly. So you started wrestling later in life. Do you feel that as a result, you kind of had more of a plan than like, let's say somebody that's 18 out of high school? Like, did you have a like, I want to do this, this is where I want to be, and this is like, did you have like that in mind when you started, or is it just kind of like, we'll see how this goes?
Yeah. So when I made the decision to say, hey, let's see how it goes, what really happened in my head was like, okay, I have a place I want to go. How do I get there?
Yeah,
And with the maturity that I have now and all the shit I did in Powerlifting, how to get in those places, how to get to these companies, how to do this, that, and the third, those things set me up for great success in marketing, social media structure, and all that stuff like that beforehand. So if I was 18 trying to do it, had no fucking clue what I was doing. But
yeah,
the body and the mind I have now definitely set me up with a better plan for it because I train better, I map things out better, look to who I was needed to contact. How do I rebranded my social media. All these things all played a factor, and I wanted to make sure all my T's were crossed, my I's were dotted before I got into it, before I drew my first logo,
Yeah.
right? Just all these things I had in place because I knew they were important.
Yeah.
I knew all those things were important because branding and shit matters. And I would hire somebody if I couldn't find somebody to record for me. I would hire somebody to record my matches for me because I knew the content was important.
Yeah.
And me chopping up the content, no matter if it was the same fucking move, right? If I chopped it up right, if I could make content out of it, I'd have a week or 2 weeks worth of shit. You know,
Mhm.
if I didn't wrestle, I could post stuff. But having at least one match a week gives me 1 week's worth of content. If I have 2 matches in that weekend, boom, I've got 2 weeks worth of content. I can continuously keep putting out there
Yeah.
to make myself look busy, and make myself look like I wrestled 4 or 5 nights a week versus just the two. And shit like that was in my head. Like, how do I get to where I'm going? And to do that, I need to create a buzz,
Yeah.
create myself being busy, and manifest myself into being busy.
Yeah.
And that's the plan I had focused when I was like, I'll see where I'm going to go with this. That's the first thing I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. What do I need? How do I
Yeah.
get there? How do I get myself to not look like some dude who just came out of wrestling school that
Yeah.
bought that shit from Walmart,
Yeah.
right? To get in there, to looking pristine. What's the image I want to put out? Stuff like that. How do I work to getting to where I'm at now? I was like, okay, cool. I need this is the image I have now, so I have to work with. How do I evolve from here? So it's like, cool, I do this, make some merch, do some things, create some more designs, and start molding stuff on the way. So the
Yeah.
idea was I need to get out of the States. I want to get to Japan. So how do
Mhm.
I do that? Right. So I got to start getting these small milestones, hit these people up, work these companies, get this kind of style of gear, right? Have this specific look,
Yeah.
wrestle this specific style, shit that they like, kind of thing. That's stuff I started trying to model myself after. And that's the mindset I had when I was like, yeah, let's see where it goes. It
Yeah.
wasn't off a whim, but it was still calculated after the fact. It was like, okay, I want to see where this goes. What do I need to do to get there?
Yeah, I think a lot of people had that mindset. Like that's how I try to like handle this much different. Like I'm not throwing people around and
Yeah,
like but like I try to maintain the same thing. Like you dress for the job you want.
yeah,
And if your social media looks bad, if your stuff looks bad, then nobody's gonna pay you the mind. But if you're constantly putting out cool stuff, there are people that are like that's their favorite part of the day. Like, I'm sure you've got people that like no matter what you post, they're always gonna like it, and like you kind of build that, and then you've got like 2, and then you've got 10 and 20, and it kind of keeps growing. Um, so you've got the business side of wrestling down before you even start.
mhm,
Um, I don't know much about powerlifting, but it seems like compared to wrestling, it lacks a certain theatrical kind of like expression. I could be wrong.
It
But
did, it did, but there are characters in powerlifting that you have very hardcore-ish dudes, and then I think I brought a little bit of that pro wrestling esque vibe
uh-huh.
in my younger years into powerlifting, challenging people, cutting promos, doing shit like that. Putting stakes up.
Yeah,
Building that wrestling style ish stuff into there. And now they got personalities now. They're prima donnas and shit. They've got places that have. I know this dude named Michael Spicer. He does his show. He's got lights, smoke. He's
yeah,
got the whole fucking presentation there. That's definitely the theatrics side
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
For sure. Most meats don't look like that.
yeah,
Small meats don't. Regular meats don't look like that. But he wants to set it apart from himself. He's got that vibe there, which is pretty cool. But you
yeah.
don't see that all the time. It's not.
Yeah,
You're not gonna get that every show. Not like a pro wrestling show.
yeah.
Not at all.
And how was the adjustment? Because like I'm very unfamiliar with powerlifting. Are there crowds at some of these meets?
Yeah, yeah.
So you've got like
Most
people
of
cheering
them,
for you, and you've got like
most of them are like family.
okay,
The people's families, other lifters, mostly other lifters. You're gonna see a lot of lifter as people who go to the gym.
yeah,
People who are family of the people who go to the gym is basically those things. and they've all people in powerlifting want to try to get a crowd of people and make it interesting
Yeah.
to the people who don't powerlift. They have not been successful with it. They've tried a million different fucking things. I've seen a bench press thing on ESPN. I've seen a big show. Marcos Coppola. Marcos does a big show called Big Dogs in Australia. Biggest fucking show they have, but it's all monsters. All dudes are monsters. Like lift 2,400 pounds more, 2,500. Like dudes that squat 1,000 pounds. Shit, like on the regular.
Yeah.
So he has that show. It's a very quick show, quick turnaround, hard on those guys for the travel, just the turnaround time because it's like each flight is around 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Very fast turnaround time than most powerlifting meets ever have. They're super fucking slow. They drag on. They're like 8 hours.
Yeah.
There's a million fucking flights. There's tons of people. There's 2 platforms. Super long. It's hard to market that to a normal person.
Of course.
Like Marcos at Big Dogs, that dude had it down. You would buy the pay-per-view, you'd watch the show, you'd be fully entertained. From the presentation looks good, the production, all that stuff. He had that vibe there that we're looking for to be marketable, but it never blew up.
Yeah.
People have tried to make big meets, big money stuff to it, but it's never had the appeal to the regular audience.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get to. Never happened. Still hasn't. Probably never will. It's honestly boring to a normal person.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing an astronomical amount of weight, right? But like even in them concepts, it's still kind of boring to the normal person because they're just like, I don't know how much that is. I don't really care. This guy's fat. Who cares? Right?
Yeah.
He looks out of shape, but he's fucking huge. He's gigantic. No neck, big traps, big shoulders, big legs, but he's got a belly. The normal person is gonna see some fat dude lifting weights.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, this dude is enormous, jacked.
Yeah.
He's got way more muscle than 2 times the guys over, right? So like,
Yeah.
lifters see that, but a normal person they don't really have that kind of appeal. So some characters in pro wrestling definitely could make it entertaining, but a lot of those dudes are fucking duds, boring. Yeah. They're the most boring personalities you've ever met. No matter what they do, they're fake, they're dumb.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to appeal when you got the personality of a potato.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
So how is it for you where you're now doing something where everything you do is linked to a reaction in the crowd, if you're doing it right at least, but like where you're not only performing, you're almost like the puppet master and you're doing things to kind of elicit responses and
Man, because I'm an entertainer and I've definitely noticed that. I wouldn't say I'm super big in the theatrics, but the prep time from right before I walk on the stage, you get invested in the lifter when they have like a certain thing they do. Right, I used to wipe my feet like a fucking bull's about to charge. I had this fucking thing, you know. I sniffed the smell of salt. I flex all my traps up and get myself amped up right before the lift. Calm, do the deal, get off the fucking stage. If the lift was good, I'd flip my shit, right? Do all the deal. So there's a little bit of exciting to watch somebody like me. Not everybody has that kind of thing. Not everybody lifts like that.
yeah.
Even I changed during some time where it takes 800-900 pounds for me to fucking crack a smile. Like, you know, so it's, some of the times when you see me do something in the ring that looks really cool to everybody else, I make a stone fucking face. So I'm just like, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to try to do this sometimes. I'll amp up and I'll do something cool and I'll, flock my feathers around and stuff like that. But sometimes when I do something that's just like, what the fuck did I just see? I just stone faced look and I'm like, that's exactly what you just saw.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's supposed to happen. So it works sometimes for different crowds. It doesn't work for every crowd. But I've always had that kind of like appeal for myself. But like, I think some of the people who see Brick on the regular are just like when they see that face, they're like, yeah, yeah, you're the shit. We know it. We see it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So they know. So it takes a lot of work still, even for me, to
Yeah.
try to like feel out the crowd for certain things. What's going to get the right response for stuff, right? So and then trying to remember, you know, the fucking 5 things I'm about to do, and then like that one other thing too. Oh, hey, the crowd's here too, and you know, fucking pay attention to them a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Um, was Brick Savage, is that your kind of character persona from the start, or how did that become what it is today?
so I mean, Brick's based off of a previous, you know, self. You know, it's best way to describe it is, you know, an unhinged sociopath. You know, I've got, you know, a certain medical condition that causes me to lose my shit certain times, and that really fits that kind of older, younger, 20 to 25 self that I had, who
Yeah.
would go out all the time looking for trouble, you know, out of control and shit like that. But also very calculated in that same sense. So it's like taking my younger self and my older self, putting them into the same body, where I'm very methodical when I do certain things, but I'm also fucking loose cannon. I'll lose my shit. You know, if somebody looks at me wrong.
Yeah.
It's it's how I used to be. And like, you know, it's like taking that and then turning it up, like they say, to 11. So right, so if somebody cheers for the wrong person and I catch them, I give them a death stare. I'll lose my shit on that person. You
Yeah.
know, I don't care if it's someone's daughter. It's like 10 years old. It's their first show. I don't care. I'll lose my shit. You know, it's one of those things like what what would I do if I was really angry at this person and it wouldn't matter who they were? Just, you know, that's just something I think about. And it's like, you know, it's who I am as a person, but like I'm not that person, you know,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah,
But
you might wanna yell, but you don't.
yeah,
Like
now at this point, you know, like I'd rather not get in the confrontation if I don't need to, kind
yeah,
of thing. You know, so it's like pulling myself from like 2 different, you know,
yeah,
spheres here and just like meshing them together.
yeah,
And you know, it's best like I said, I can explain it as being like an unhinged sociopath.
yeah,
Right, I've always got to be right. Not
yeah,
if I'm wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I'm still right. Like trying to
yeah,
have that mindset.
yeah,
It takes a lot, but it's
yeah,
like, you know, sometimes it's funny, but people don't catch on to it and stuff like that. Like I can't be wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Like that's the whole premise about being Brick Savage. I'm
yeah,
always looking right. If I'm not, I'll smash my way to being right. Like it doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah,
I'll break whatever it is I need to make sure I'm right. So, you know, if people can sometimes relate to that, sometimes they can't. And like, you know, I don't want everybody to relate to me because like that's not who my character is. You should be worried about somebody being like me being
yeah,
that close to you because you have no idea what's gonna happen.
yeah,
So some people love it because they like to see the destruction. They don't exactly want to get close to it, you know.
yeah,
And I've had people just avoid me at all costs. Wait 6, 7 shows before they even say anything to me.
yeah,
Uh, like I always, I've said it on a couple podcasts before. Like, if you want to get on my good side, bring me a bag of peanut M and M's, and then you know we can probably have a conversation.
yeah,
And they do, you know. So they bring me a peace offering and stuff, and we'll have a good conversation. So
yeah.
that's that's one of those things.
I love you have to like like when with the king, like the peasants would have to like bring a something bring an offer.
That's exactly right, man. So
Uh,
you know,
one of our favorite guests on this podcast has been Mark James, and he his current character is a heel. He plays a really good heel, but he said the thing where he's like, I try to be extra nice in real life. Like if I see somebody with a flat tire, I'm going to stop and help them because when I get in that ring, I
mm,
want to be able to get that karma and use it for just being a total asshole.
mm,
Like so, that kind of reminded me of what you're saying. Just kind of
yeah.
like you try to take it easy during the regular day so that when you get in the ring, you can kind of turn it up. And
Oh yeah, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting being Brick Savage. Not gonna lie, you know, and I have to kind of have this cloud of brick throughout the week. Like I push off to the side on Mondays. I close the door on Brick on Mondays. Don't talk to me. I won't talk wrestling. I don't want to talk none of that shit. I want to close off on Mondays. Tuesday through Thursday and Friday. And that cloud was hovering over, like it's like the conscience over my shoulder and shit.
Yeah.
What will Brick say? That dude just like tagged you with something. Fuck him up. Like say something fucked up. You know, it's just always like there. And I'm like, fuck off me, right? You know, just wait till Saturday. Just look out for a little bit. You know, and when I'm driving up there to the show, you know, I'm playing my music playlist. It's like some electro house, EDM stuff. The tempo's like 170 to 190. It's high. My heart's racing for 3.5 hours. I get there. Cool, calm as potato when I walk in, you know, but my heart's been racing for 3 hours, right? So cool, calm, walk in there. I'll start getting my shit on, and then shit starts to just change.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of isolated. I mean, not exactly at a corner, not usually always by myself, kind of still close to people, but not really. I'm getting my shit on, getting quieter, you know, right before I get out there, complete fucking silence from me, don't talk to me. Right. People normally just have like small conversations. I won't say shit. I won't say nothing. Then I come through that curtain, it's fucking over until I go back to that curtain. You know, so that has to be the first thing that those people see is this face come out looking a certain way, right? It has to come out looking arrogant, cocky. You know, it has to be all this because they have to know exactly what they're getting into when I come out here about that curtain. So it has to be that, you know, and it's exhausting. And then I have to do it 2-3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
You know, on those drive homes, 3 hours, 4 hours, it's complete silence for like at least 2, maybe the whole ride. It's just nothing but car noise. You know, it's like, fucking. If I'm being a heel, I'm like, damn, I'm a fucking asshole, vile person. Like it's bad. I just like I can't believe I just did that. You know, I'll do stupid shit. You know, I'll spit water when it looks like I'm spitting at people's feet. And it's the illusion that I'm just spitting on somebody, right? Because like you got 4 corners of a ring, right? Yeah. Everyone's on the side, so all these people get to see is just me doing this spitting motion to somebody, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is the most vile." I've spit on people before, but other wrestlers, but like you know, that was just because that's a shoot, you know, whatever thing that happened, they deserved it. One of those things. But most of the time when I'm coming out, especially when I'm playing heel, I'll have all this water that's draping on my face through my mustache and shit.
Yeah.
So get it all kind of like soaked in there. And if somebody says something crooked when I walk by them, that's all my hair and stuff. I'll just flick everything forward. So you got my hair flying like to spit in these people's face.
Yeah.
To make that spit sound. Right? So all you see and feel is just wetness.
Yeah.
So it gives you this illusion like this motherfucker just spit on me. What's nothing to do about it, right? So like it sets a specific tone. Like, I don't care about your well-being. I'm just spit on you. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Those kind of things I think about. Like what makes you the most asshole thing to do? Yeah. And then I stole that from my tag partner. We used to like do that mock spit on people. I was like, nah, I'm gonna steal this. I gotta steal it. You know, and doing it to a kid makes it even fucking funnier for me. I got this mean face on, right? These kids come over, don't touch me. You know, I'll do this thing, I'll make that fucking sound, and you could hear it through that whole thing. It's just like, oh my god, this dude just spit on a fucking kid. Like, what? And you got that kind of you set that kind of tone, and people are just like, they're just taken aback by the image that they just saw, and everything you do after that increases that vileness.
Yeah.
Those are the things you gotta think about. Like, what makes you the biggest asshole here?
Spitting on a kid's definitely
definitely
gonna do it for you. So you're in year 2. What was the first year like of your career? Like, what were some of the big moments for you? Some of the big learning curves as you started out in your journey?
Man, you know, getting a travel schedule right, and trying not to work too much. I have a decent, pretty heavy schedule. It's not super heavy, like people on like the bigger companies, but it's it's comparable to some of those people that travel. And it's trying to get that and match it up with my personal life, which is definitely hard because you got to think my days off, I'm working wrestling shows, so I don't have days off. So
Yeah.
it's trying to like learn to schedule myself days off or weekends off now for sure. I'll take a big a break some point in time, either summer or December stuff to kind of give myself some leeway to recoup. But now I'm trying to like schedule myself off like specific weekends or maybe not so much
Yeah.
to give myself a break because it's really easy for me to go I have a very addictive personality. It's easy for me to be obsessive over something and go too hard for things and not give myself time, to train or recoup or recover and stuff like that. So in hindsight, man, I tore my adductor 4 times, two on each side. Because like I would do stuff too much. I snapped it one time, couldn't really take any time off, so I figured out how do I get around this. So I stopped doing certain moves, or I stopped moving a certain way for a little while. Finally, get it healed. Fuck the other one up because I was off balance. I never gave myself really time to recover. So in hindsight, thinking about it now, it's like, okay, if I would have taken this weekend off like I was supposed to, this probably wouldn't have happened,
Yeah.
right? So, I try to. That was probably the biggest thing that I've got too in year two. Was like, okay, cool. I'll have a heavy schedule. I'll do all these shows that I want to, but they've got to mean a little bit something. They can't be like
Yeah.
fucking mediocre ass things. I'm past that part. It's got to mean a little something. I'll at least do a show once. Debut somewhere new. That's no problem with me. But my big takeaway is I want to have good matches with good opponents.
Yeah.
That's the really big thing to me. Not only is that content better, but the matches overall quality of the match is better. It makes the show better. It makes the people want to return.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing I think about now also. And there are guys that are really good that probably won't get any higher than this level or higher than the level they're at, which is crazy. They're really good. They don't have like the look, they don't have the desire, to do it. All those things. 'Cause it takes a toll. It's expensive sometimes if you're not, making the right. You don't have the right needs of things. You're not negotiating right.
Yeah.
It's expensive. So thinking about all those things and trying to be into this year too, it's just like I need the content, I need the good opponents, I need the schedule that makes sense that I can recover with.
Yeah.
And if I can keep a hold of those things, I know I won't be here in this circuit too much longer. I'll be able to go over into the next level. And my first year, I did get to wrestle a couple of people that were at a higher level than me. And I was like, fuck, I'm kind of good like these people, but I don't have it just yet. And
Yeah.
going into year two, I was looking for those opponents. And when
Yeah.
I got them, a couple of them, like, okay, cool, I'm on this level now. And then when I got to wrestle a couple guys that were on TV, it's like, okay, fuck, I'm not at this level.
Yeah.
So going in year three is now me working in a high level that matches the people that I see on TV. Because wrestling dudes like Moose, wrestling dudes like Brian Keith versus Moose. Brian Keith, I felt like I could keep up with. Cool. I was like, great. That feels great. Wrestling Moose like a week or two later, and I was like, holy shit, this is not the same.
Yeah.
I could not believe like the different level there. And it was just like it's the experience. And it taught me a big one too with Moose. To make sure I have everything down beforehand. If I don't, keep asking questions.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with asking questions. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with going over again. And I was pretty good at doing matches on the fly, but not so much doing matches with remembering a lot of stuff back to back, a lot of sequences back to back.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of those matches after that working on both, making sure I could do both. And I want to say my 100th match was actually against Exodus Prime, and that's where I feel like shit just clicked. We had all
Yeah.
these things, right? We kind of had a couple things that had to change because of something happened or whatever. But we had all these sequences of things that were happening, and they all happened one way or another in the time frame they were supposed to. And at that match, I was like, okay, I think I got it. got it. It just I didn't have to turn it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Just of it, I got to turn it up a notch. So that's what I'm working on. Year 3 is taking all that, turning it up another notch. And I had this match here with JJ Blake, March 2nd at PWF Premier Wrestling Federation in Houston,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like I've got it. I've got what I need to. I just need to make it better.
Mhm.
And it takes a lot of work, but I don't have a lot of time. So we're trying to condense, I don't know, 10 years worth of shit in 5 years. That's
Yeah.
what it feels like for me. That's what it feels like to me. Right. So I think, year 3 I'll have a closer bit deal of having like, about maybe 6 years worth of experience here in this 3rd year.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like I'm doing, is taking all this shit that should take this amount of time to do and just like condense it down. And that's how I feel when I go into next year. Every
Yeah.
year I go into, I'm like, okay, cool, I got this shit. How do I tighten this up?
Yeah. I
So,
feel like that added experience that you had going into it is very helpful, because a lot of people spend the first few years just kind of fucking around trying to figure out what it is. You already know what you want to do. You're taking the steps to get there. Um, I definitely see how that's paying off for you in dividends. I do have a question. You've worked a few death matches. Now, how how what is your first death match like? How do you prepare for that? Is that's nothing like powerlifting. That's something I'm pretty confident.
yeah.
Is there's no barbed wire in powerlifting. How do you prepare yourself for that kind of match?
Let's be very specific. I've only done one death match. I've
One
done
death match.
hardcore things. I've had other implements and stuff. I did a no holds bar that had stuff with barbed wire in it.
Okay.
Thing barbed wire, and I had the match with Necro Butcher during a death match show. So
Uh-huh.
there's definitely glass and shit still in the ring on the floor that we were falling into. I don't count those two as
Okay.
I had a death match with Sky De La Cremosa, and I wanted it to be different because all the death matches, they're not all the same, but they're all the same concept of this thing has to have barbed wire, blades, glass, that shit, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to be very specific with the implements I was using, tell a good story. And what I proposed was doing Brick's Rules. And the idea behind Brick's Rules was having a Texas death match where the pinfall didn't matter. You had to answer a standing 10 count if you got the pinfall, right? So you didn't really necessarily have to kick out and waste your energy, but get the 10 count to win the deal. And what had happened over the course of that time is I changed the rules twice during the match. And getting to use all these different things like the barbed wire tables and all that stuff, the mousetrap table, getting to use all these things and make it make sense into the deal, make it a good story.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the match here, the idea was Sky only needed to pin me once, and he needed to answer a standing 10 count for me to win. For not answer a standing 10 count for me to win. Right. So the odds were stacked up against me because he'd already pinned me twice.
Yeah.
Right. And he'd already answered. He just barely answered a standing 10 count right before that. So the odds were stacked against me because he only needs 1, 2, 3. I need a whole 10. And the tension built up that we built up through that match was palatable. Like you could feel like, okay, if Sky sneaks his one pin in, he could fucking win. Right.
Yeah.
But, I had to do 10 times more damage to him in a short time frame to capitalize on that deal that's standing 10 count and stuff like that. So, it was one of those stories like it was a cool thing. The glass, I'm not really a big fan of. I hate glass. Everything else is kind of okay for me. I just hate glass. I absolutely loathe glass. It just doesn't matter what it is. It cuts you up with stupid cuts. I don't like it. I'm not
Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah.
The story was cool. It was a cool thing. It was a cool twist on a death match. He took the tubes. I didn't take the tubes, but I still fell in the fucking glass. Like it's still a thing. I got to take all the things and we got to tell a cool story. So that was fun. And I've had other matches where I had other hardcore stuff. I got kicked with a barbed wire kick pad one time. That sucked. absolutely hate it. So death matches are not my thing.
Yeah.
And it'll be a very, very, very special occasion for me to do another one. Has to be very, very special. So you're not getting any more of these. Like I said, I have a very durable body. I'm not worried about it. But I have really cool gear. I
Yeah.
don't fuck that up. So, going into the match, I'm like, cool, I can take all these things. That's not a problem. But I sort of fuck up my gear.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm thinking about when I go into this match. I'm not trying to fuck up my gear. So, I wore I wore my first old singlet against Sky to that death match.
Yeah.
That's so I didn't fuck up. Nothing really happened to it. But I was a concern of mine was messing up my gear.
Makes sense. A lot of people wear like the jeans and the tank top for like
Right.
maybe
But I don't want to do. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to do a death match, I don't want to be clothed
yeah.
in a way that takes away from the experience of getting cut up in that deal. Like get why they do it and stuff like that. I think it's a lot cooler if someone's wearing their right gear and they're not covered up. They're not wearing a shirt. They're not wearing pants. I get it. You're trying to protect yourself and save your skin from that. But for me, in order to tell this story and my aspect, my thought process, I need to wear what I normally wear.
Yeah.
So whenever the thing happens to me, I can sell that thing or whatever what's happening. It makes more sense. Like I cut my finger up, blood's leaking off my finger, there's cuts on my legs. All these different things that happen and shit like that. And I can sell these things because, okay, I got blood hanging out this thing. I can sell this thing that's happened over here. So all that stuff for me makes a better sense of story, doing it in that way.
Yeah. Then kind of similar, you had a recent match, Whataburger team match against Jake something, where you punched through a door.
Not the first time. Not the first time I've punched through a door. I had a match with Matt Locke at HOT in Austin, and we had this spot we kind of fucked around, reverse.
Yeah.
We have to go punch him, and the door is behind him, so I punched the door. So I'm not stranger to punching holes through doors. Go figure.
Yeah.
So this Jake something match, and we're trying to work this spot, and I was just like, I just put my arm through the door, and I remember him and Speedball looked at me like, "You can do what?" I was like, "Yeah, I can just fucking, I'll just put a hole through the door, punch a hole through the door." And you're like, all right, okay, So, and that was it was a thicker door too. It was one of those. Yeah, it was one of those thicker doors. It wasn't like a closet door. I ended up doing that later on, like a week or two later, to a closet door. Fucking thing exploded.
Yeah.
Cool. It exploded. But this door that Jake had, man, had that extra thick backing to it, right? So when I punched through, my arm got stuck for real. This long ass scratch on my arm from that. Like, cause I punched that thing, I should have punched a little bit harder, but it's kind of hard to kind of gauge like the thickness of the door. And my arm got stuck. So, it was like my arm was like legit stuck in that thing. So I'm like, all right, how the fuck do I get my arm out of this? Big concern.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by just I don't know that there's a wrestler on the independents that has the presence that you have, as far as just like people don't want to come up to you because you're fucking scary. Like, even if I saw you like at a club and I spilled a drink on you, I would probably reliving my life because I feel like it was going to end. So you have a great look. Year 3, I know you said Japan is a goal for you. What else do you want to accomplish before all is said and done in wrestling?
I'd like to make it to a major company in some form or fashion. I want to do a tour in Japan, make it to a major company, and I want to get an action figure made of me. Like they're not super big goals, but they're big enough goals.
Yeah,
and
no,
they're doable.
Yeah,
right. So they're doable. They're doable there, and I want to get those little things. One, going to Japan is something my dad wanted to do. He never got to do. So that's for both of us. And I think I do really good in Japan. Making it to a major company, like AEW, TNA, any of those deals there. That gives me a little sense of pride that I was good enough to make it to this level in
Yeah.
this sport. Similar like I did in powerlifting. I had my skill and took it to this next level. Not everybody can say they do that.
Yeah.
The action figure thing, that's for my kid. It's
Yeah.
one of those things that, you know, as someone with a family that, hey, I can pass this thing on. Here's like a notable thing. You might not understand what it took to get here, but here's this cool action figure you can beat up all your friends with. This is daddy here, right? So
Yeah.
that's those are the small little things
Yeah.
for me that I want to get done before so all said and done.
So, you mentioned a family and having a kid. Do you notice anything similar to when you were growing up watching your dad wrestle? Does that give you a new appreciation from like having your family involved, or is that something where maybe you don't want them involved because you're out here spitting on kids?
You know, I step on my kid all the time, so like I'm pretty, I get some of that vile stuff from him and what he does to me. So like, he loves watching me beat the shit out of people. Go figure.
Yeah.
So when I get to take him and stuff like that, he loves to go, loves to watch it. I wouldn't necessarily want him to be in it because it's one of those things like it's a really tough business and you could do a lot more other things,
Yeah.
probably make the same money or more, and not have your body go through a bunch of shit. I've built a body that works for pro wrestling,
Yeah.
right? So like it works for me, but I wouldn't want him to fall into that. If he happens to fall into it, cool. But he can do a lot more other cool things with animals and stuff like that he likes than to do pro wrestling. And if he gets those that kind of education that way and still wants to do wrestling after that, cool. Because then he gets done with wrestling, he can fall back on the other stuff later.
Yeah.
But always go back to that.
Awesome. Well, we're kind of speaking about the future with what's next for you and then like your family and all of that. We like to end the podcast by asking our guests who are some people that you think more people need to know about. We're based in North Carolina, so I'm sure you guys have a lot of people down in Texas that we may not know. So who do you want to put over?
That's a tough spot to put me in. One of them for sure is Danny O'Ryan. I think that kid is very smart. He has a cool look to him. Very good in the ring. Uh, he has a bright future ahead of him for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, if they haven't heard of Exodus Prime 2, that's another one. He's been in the game a little longer, and the dude he's smart, knowledgeable, can work for sure. He's just as innovative as I am, and making things entertaining. He's a very entertaining person for sure. And it's hard to think about. There's a lot. I'm going to name off a few: Rachel Rose, Hyon, Demo Diamond, and I'm probably throw Matlock in there. This covers like a wide range of things. Women's wrestling, deathmatch stuff. Dmitry Alexandrov, that's another one. Right. So these group of people that I see kind of often, and I know they have goals of making it to another level. Right. So Demo Diamond is probably the younger one out of those two, besides like Danny O'Ryan, that he's growing into his own person, and it's becoming a very entertaining thing to watch. Right. So Dimitri is a deathmatch guy. He can also wrestle, but he's known for his deathmatch stuff. Same with Matlock. Those dudes put their bodies through all kinds of shit. He's just as innovative with things, but with deathmatch stuff. And it's like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, I don't know. Just did it anyway. He wants to entertain those people and do it in the way he wants to do it. And like I can respect that. Same with Dimitri. He's a Russian bear fighter. Yeah, fucking Vladimir Putin's least favorite pro wrestler. He's got a look, image, goal. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Like these people are they're good in the ring, and like they don't have the recognition I think they should have.
Yeah.
Someone will probably eventually get there. Like Exodus might take a little longer, but he's finally getting some notoriety up. He's been on AEW Dark a few times, Ring of Honor and stuff like that. Working shows for Wrestling Revolver. The guy's great. He's if anybody's ever seen him work Wardlow, there's this specific sell he does where he got super stiff. Wardlow powerbomb, he gets completely stiff, upright, and he's on his head doing this sell, and it was a big meme all over the place.
Yeah.
So he didn't think about doing it, he just did it.
Yeah.
And the sell job got over way more than whatever was happening in that match. So that's like one of those things. Like it's a very small detail of things, but like somebody who can think of stuff like that, I think is a very important person to have in pro wrestling. All these people, Rachel Hahn, Demo, Exodus, Danny, Dimitri, Matt, they've all got these qualities of entertainment they want to showcase to the fans, and make sure they have a good time and be wowed by the end of the night.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing those. We've had the fortune of seeing Rachel Rose and High-End with DPW around here.
Yep.
Incredible performers. Familiar with a few of the others, but have to check out the rest of them. Everybody else who's listening, I recommend you do the same. I also recommend that you pay fealty to Brick and bring him peanut M&Ms at every show, and not just the little box, the movie boxes. I'm talking about the resealable bags.
These are decent, right? These family size ones are decent. It's good one to have. They do have the big giant box ones. Yeah. I get those. I'm very happy with those. If you bring them, they're like a 3-pound thing of peanut M&Ms. So that's a little longer, like a few days. So those are much appreciated.
Okay, you heard it here first. If you show up with one of the little movie dollar ones, not even get the fuck out of here.
That's right.
This has been great. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. Yeah. Where can everybody find you? Is there anywhere? I know you mentioned merch. How can people get a hold of merch from you?
Yep, worldbreakersavage.com. I own my own URL. Go figure, right? So I have all my merch stuff up there. You buy it, boom, sends it off to you wherever you're at, no matter wherever you're at in the world. Sends wherever to you. Yep, there we go.
Awesome. And it's at World Breaker Savage on Instagram. That's the best place. If somebody wants to book you, is that the best place to reach you, or you have a
that or Facebook? All these people, old people have Facebook, so have one of those too. Spring Savage there. You'll see it. It's the main one there. It doesn't say backup page, but you can find me there. My Instagram. Those are the best places to book me.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, and I hope you have a great night.
Appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you.